Well, hello and welcome to the Texas Special YouTube channel for yet another O-scale product review. This time we are taking a look at this MTH 3-bay cylindrical hopper car decorated for the Norfolk Southern. As I said in the unboxing video, this item is from the MTH number 20-90050 O-scale Premier 6-car 3-bay cylindrical hopper car set, of course, Norfolk Southern variety. So, I only have possession of 2 of these cars, 2 of the 6. I'm not sure what happened to the other 2 or the other 4. This is part of that large lot that I started working on getting reviews for last year. So, no original packaging to show. Obviously not a full set. And despite being kept in less than ideal conditions, this car and the other car that I have possession of are actually in very good condition. So, to start off with, all of the lettering and decaling is very nicely done. You have very clean separation between the white lettering and numbering and the black of the hopper car body. This hopper car has a multi-piece body that is done in plastic. All of the load and weight capacity information to my eye looks correct. The trucks do have the correct 100-ton roller bearing trucks with 3 springs per truck front side frame. Of course, the roller bearing caps do not rotate. They are cast onto the die-cast metal truck side frames. You have these very nicely done cast on grab irons and stirrup steps on each corner of the car. If we look at the roof of this car, you will see that it actually has see-through. They are separately applied. They are plastic. They're a bit thick, but see-through, separately applied grating all around the perimeter of the top of the car, which is a very nice touch. You also have, which will be a little more difficult to see, but cast on to the walkway is grab irons, a single grab iron in this corner and also in this corner. And those correspond with the location of the full height ladders on the ends of the car. There are no full height ladders on the sides of the car. You have the 3 loading hatches here along the top of the car, which are very nicely done. You have the hinge detailing and you have the latch detailing and the various little ridges or whatever's on top of it. You have the individual body seams of the car simulated. In the real world, those would be welded seams. On this model, they're just little ribs that are kind of there just to fill as a stand-in, I guess. Looking at the B end of this car, you get a good look at the separately applied handbrake wheel, the handbrake chain, which is cast onto this master casting here, the little crossover platform. You have the truck mounted metal operating magnetic knuckle coupler, and you see this little disc here allows a Lionel magnetic uncoupling track section or similar product. When the button is pushed and the electromagnet's energized, it pulls this down, which lowers the pin, which allows the knuckle to pop open. If you do not have a Lionel magnetic uncoupling track section or similar product, you can push down on this little tab here on the side of the coupler body to manually operate the coupler. Some of the features on the B end of the car, you also have a emergency and service reservoir here. You have some air brake piping here, which leads to the triple valve. And you also, that's triple valve, and you have a brake cylinder here, just inside this ladder. Not 100% the correct configuration from what I personally have seen in the real world, I'm not saying there are no cars out there in existence with a setup like that, but pretty much every car I've seen where the triple valve is in the center here, the brake piston is usually down in the truck, prototypically speaking. And you also have a matching reporting mark here on the inside of the on the back of the bulkhead of the car, on both sides in the same spot. If we look at the underside of this car, you see there's not a whole lot of detail going on underneath. You have the little sliding doors on the bottom, the unloading hatches, and of course the little wrench type mechanisms here, ratchet type mechanisms here to unload it. You have the metal wheels, a better view of the truck mounted couplers, and that's essentially everything going on with this car. Now, the other car is identical to this car. The only difference is it is NS number 292643 rather than 292640. So all of the cars in these MTH multi-car freight sets, they all have individual car numbers. They all have different car numbers. They're not the same, which would be really annoying. So there's that. This car, however, does have some slight damage right here to the walkway, but other than that, it is in pristine condition. You have some little minor nicks and cosmetic stuff, but overall, the car's in great shape, which is amazing given how it was not properly cared for. So, these cars are good for 031 curvature according to MTH. I'd be willing to bet good money they'd run on curvature as tight as 027. And that should mean absolutely no issues for these guys running on the South Texas Railroad's 072 curvature of main track number 1. Now, as I've said before in several videos, if you're new to the hobby or you're unfamiliar with O-gauge trains and you're just kind of checking it out just because you're kind of curious, O-gauge, 3-rail O-gaugers, we're different. We like to measure the curvature of our track in terms of circumference, which of course is the measurement from all the way across the circle at the widest point, versus the 2-rail guys, which on the whole pretty much all agree that you should measure curvature in terms of radius, which of course is the measurement from the dead center of a circle all the way to the outside of the circle, to the perimeter of the circle. So in 2-rail speak, this thing will operate on curvature as tight as 13.5 inches radius. I have my Lionel Rio Grande ski train on the track, along with a fairly decent consist of mixed freight cars, and we will send this guy around the track and see how it does.